Hey guys, today we have with us an actress who is an embodiment of grace and charm and elegance. She had wowed us with her performances in TV shows like Fir Wahi Talash and with her performances in films, the most recent one being The Illegal. Yes, we are talking about Neelima Azeem.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Your film, The Illegal, released just a few days back on Prime, and so congratulations.
Thank
So,
you
could
so
you
much.
tell us why you chose this film?
Um, well, there were a lot of factors. I think the predominant one was the fact that I liked the subject, I liked the story, I liked what the film was saying. I thought it was different. It was, talking about an immigrant who goes to follow his dream. It was a creative, pursuit, and I found all that very interesting. And then I thought that for the first time, or maybe not for the first time, it's not right for me to say because I haven't seen every film, but uh, more often than not, the film industry doesn't portray the family the way this has been portrayed. I mean, it's so real and it's so wonderful, and full of love and compassion and support. And I just love the characters and I like the way they were. So the story was interwoven, and so yeah, when I heard the narration, I was like on, and I was happy to play the role I did.
Right. You play a mom who's very supportive towards her son. And can you tell us what are the similarities between the role that you portray in The Illegal and between you in real life?
A lot, I think, of coming from the mother's core and being madly in love with her children. And, I could relate to it. I have been through a journey where both my sons, especially the first experience with Shahid, where he went into completely unknown waters on his own and built his, volume of work and built his standing as an actor and popularity as a star. And all that experience while I was watching him from sometimes, you could say the wings and sometimes there with him walking alongside. It was just such a beautiful experience to see how a boy, from the fact that he was a shamak, a dower dancer, he came into his own. And I have watched that journey and I appreciate it deeply. I'm extremely proud of it, obviously, because he's such a fine artist. And then now, and the way he went about it also it makes me see life from a different perspective, where somebody could hold his own for such a long time, and then finally today he's in a extremely successful place. But he went through so much before he got here, yet he never gave up. He never stopped believing in himself, and his enthusiasm and his exuberance to do good work uh, kept him trotting on. And so he was always a very popular star, but today is considered and hailed as a very, very fine artist and very fine actor. So I'm very proud of him, and I cannot express my joy about Ishan, because Ishan has been the surprise packet, and the way he has come. From the very first film that he did with Majid Bajeeti, Beyond the Clouds, and then from there on, right up to Suitable Boy, he has given us nothing but wonderful surprises. And so I respect him also deeply, and I think he's a really out of the box actor. And so everything is fine, and I can understand and relate to it because I supported my sons all the way in a friendly way.
So, since you have already told us about what similarities are there, I don't think there would be much differences that you have with the character. So, or like, is it so close to your real life that you just hopped onto it the moment you got it, the project?
I don't hop onto anything. That's not me. I'm not that reactive. I was looking forward to doing good work at that time of my life. I just started thinking about starting to work again. And so it was a wonderful opportunity for me to start with a film as graceful as this and so meaningful and realistic, and at the same time saying something deeper than, a layered film. So I was happy to be a part of a good film. And I believed in Danish. I still do. And our cinematographer, I must put in a special word for him, Antonio Cisneros, young boy, but he's like a volcano of talent. And he is so experimental with his work. And Danish and he make such a wonderful team. So it was all wonderfully lovely to work with youngsters that were so interesting and, at the same time, so passionate about what they were doing, so intensely involved with what they were doing. And that also rubbed off on me. And I think when you get older, it's wonderful to work with younger, newer talent. And, it always gives you a different dimension. So it was a good experience. And I didn't jump on. I liked what I heard and I liked the person I met. And then slowly from there onwards, the bond just kept getting more, you could say loving and wider in its, interests and dimension. बहुत अच्छा लगा उनके साथ काम करके बहुत.
Okay. Also, since this film is about, personal journey and struggles to achieve what you believe in, to think what you do, I have to ask you this question. You chose to be a single mother and balance your career at a point in your life, and you did that so gracefully and so beautifully. So how did you manage to maintain that balance?
I have always said, and I feel as if I'm repeating myself, but I really didn't have much time to think about things, and I could be like, speaking from a very, sort of proficient, intellectual place and say, oh, I did this and that. But the fact is that life was on such a fast ride and I was on a roller coaster and things were just all the time. Life was throwing challenges at me and there was so much to do. So I think I just went with my gut mostly. And I think as an actress also, I really go more by my gut. Though I do have a mind to decide what kind of a film this is, what story is it telling, what character am I playing, and I do graph things out and all. But basically, by the time I'm in front of the camera, I just work very instinctively, intuitively, and naturally, hopefully. So that is how I am as a person. I allow, the wind to come and talk to me and the rivers to wet my feet, and I allow the trees to sway and I let the flowers tell the story. And I do believe that it's all very natural, it's organic, and being creative also means to allow life to happen to you the way it's happening, embrace it beautifully, and say your own piece. So yeah, I think it just happens, it just keeps getting more and more evolved, and it's interesting. It's a very, very interesting, artistically, very, very exciting journey.
Right. Absolutely. In this, The Illegal, released on OTT, and so did your last outing, Dolly, Kitty, or Wo Chamakte Sitare. Both these films released on OTT. So do you think there has been a change of perception when a film releases on OTT versus when it releases in theaters?
Well, I think there are certain stories you can definitely, tell on a smaller platform. It's more intimate, it's up close, and it's like having a conversation with someone and experiencing what they're doing. And I think mostly human stories are all right on the OTT, where it's relationship centered, or it's about a family within the houses, or it's about intricacies and layers, and characters have loads to do, and there is much interaction happening, and incidents and experiences. I think that is fine. To tell a story which is basically very, very based in its narrative is all right for the OTT. There are some magnificent films that are opulent and visually huge, and those are the films that you can't really bring on a small screen. And if you do, it's a tragedy. If because of the pressures of the time and the demand of the time, if a film like that is visually a treat, and in all its multifold colors and everything, I can't imagine watching a Batman or something like that, and even many more Inception or Sanjay Leela Bhansali's films on the small platform, or even other smart movies, where there is lots of action and, crazy stuff happening on the screen. I think then it needs a bigger experience. But the given times are such that maybe it'll be nice that we start telling some literature based, or, some Indian stories, or talk about relationships and people. And, it would be interesting to make those films for a change. And maybe it would be a good thing that we wouldn't depend so much on sensationalism and, things that please the eye.
Thank you so much for joining with Desimartini, and congratulations once again for your film, The Illegal.